once in its operational history, not under independent ownership, not under Amazon. The platform generated approximately $1.8 billion in revenue in 2024 and still lost money. This is not a story about mismanagement or a story about bad timing or poor execution. This is a story about a business model that cannot work for reasons that are structural, permanent, and arithmetically verifiable. This video explains why. Twitch operates as a live video delivery platform. This is a critical distinction from every other major media business operating at scale today. Netflix delivers content that already exists. A film uploaded to Netflix's servers is cached, distributed globally across content delivery networks, and served to the next viewer at negligible marginal cost. The 10 millionth subscriber costs Netflix a fraction of what the first subscriber cost. This is how media businesses generate returns at scale. Fixed costs are absorbed once. Every additional unit of consumption approaches zero marginal cost. Twitch does not work this way. Live streaming cannot be cached. It cannot be distributed in advance. Every concurrent viewer requires an independent real-time stream generated and transmitted at the moment of consumption. There is no amortization. There is no fixed cost to spread across a growing audience. The result is that Twitch's infrastructure costs scale linearly with viewership. The marginal cost of the 10 millionth concurrent viewer is identical to the marginal cost of the first. Every new viewer added to the platform adds cost at the same rate. Scale does not help. Scale only makes the problem larger. This inverts the fundamental economics of every other media business ever constructed at scale. In conventional media, growth is the solution. On Twitch, growth is the problem. AWS pricing places the cost of streaming full HD content at approximately 15 cents per viewer per hour at retail rates. At peak concurrent viewership, the infrastructure bill is staggering before a single dollar of revenue is considered. Twitch accesses this infrastructure at Amazon's internal cost, the absolute floor of what that infrastructure could cost any entity on Earth. It remains unprofitable. Amazon is not a company that struggles to make things profitable. Amazon Web Services runs at a 37% operating profit margin. Amazon took a notoriously thin margin retail business and engineered it into the foundation of a multi-$100 billion enterprise. Amazon invented commercial cloud computing. Amazon has applied over a decade of its operational expertise, its infrastructure at cost, and effectively unlimited capital to the problem of making Twitch profitable. In January 2024, Twitch CEO Dan Clancy addressed his platform's community directly. Quote, "I'll be blunt, we aren't profitable at this point. Amazon has been extremely supportive of Twitch, and a big thing for being sustainable over time is ensuring that we do not lose money." End quote. That statement was made after laying off 35% of Twitch's workforce, over 500 employees, following a prior round of 400 layoffs in 2023. If the company that owns the infrastructure cannot make this business work at cost, the infrastructure cost is not the variable to be optimized. It is the verdict. Twitch's revenue operates across two primary mechanisms: advertising and direct viewer support through subscriptions and virtual currency. Dan Clancy has publicly confirmed the split. 2/3 of Twitch's revenue comes from viewers paying directly to support streamers. Advertising accounts for approximately 1/3. On a platform with millions of concurrent viewers, advertising generating 1/3 of revenue is a structural signal, not a temporary shortfall. It reflects a specific and well-understood reality about the Twitch audience. Conventional advertising does not function effectively on this demographic. The advertisers most willing to pay premium CPMs, automotive, financial services, insurance, pharmaceuticals, require an audience that responds to brand messaging. The Twitch demographic does not generate meaningful conversion rates in those categories. Advertisers are not uninformed by this. They have data. They have run campaigns. They have reached conclusions. The CPMs they are willing to pay for Twitch inventory reflects those conclusions accurately. This is not a problem that resolves as the platform matures. The demographic is the product. The demographic does not command premium advertising rates. That is a permanent condition, not a transitional one. The preceding analysis assumes that advertising on Twitch functions as intended. It does not. Advertising a live event, such as sports or a concert, have various rules to make it so that viewers do not throw a riot or switch off their channel. If the Philadelphia Eagles cut to a McDonald's commercial while the ball was in the air, there would not be a city of Philadelphia. Twitch does not operate on this way. There is no set time for when Twitch should run an advertisement. Viewers are very encouraged to circumvent these adverts so that they can get more content, reducing the risk of pivotal moments. The Twitch audience is disproportionately composed of technically literate users who run ad blocking software. The installation barrier for tools such as uBlock Origin is negligible, a single browser extension installation that requires no ongoing maintenance and systemically eliminates ad delivery at the network request level. The ad does not load, the impression does not register, the revenue does not exist. Twitch has invested significant engineering resources in circumventing ad blocking infrastructure for over nearly a decade. Their primary approach, SureStream, has been operational since 2016, a server-side ad insertion system designed to stitch advertising directly into the video stream at the CDN level, making it technically indistinguishable from the content itself. In layman's terms, it means that it's very, very hard to block. The open source community has produced functional countermeasures to each iteration of this system, typically within hours to days of deployment. This is not hyperbole. GitHub repositories dedicated exclusively to defeating Twitch's ad delivery exist, are actively maintained, and are distributed through the same browser extensions already installed on tens of millions of devices. Twitch's response to this arm race has been to increase the load. Between 2023 and 2025, Twitch doubled the number of ad impressions served per streaming hour. The effect on this underlying problem is inverse. Higher ad frequency increases the motivation for audiences to install and maintain blocking rules, accelerating the dynamic rather than resolving it. The Twitch audience has demonstrated through sustained and technically sophisticated collective action that it values the service at $0 and will expend real effort to maintain that valuation. This is not cheapness, it's simply revealed preference. Economists do not evaluate what audiences say they value, they evaluate what behavior demonstrates they value. The behavior is unambiguous. The third structural problem operates independently of the first two. Where revenue does exist, primarily through direct viewer subscriptions, the majority of it exits the platform before Twitch retains any of it. Twitch paid out over $1 billion to streamers in 2023 alone. The standard revenue split for subscriptions is 50-50. Premium partners can negotiate up to 70-30 in the creator's favor. Twitch creates none of the content that generates these subscriptions. It operates as an infrastructure and payment processor for independent creators, retaining a minority share of the revenue that these creators generate. The audience's willingness to pay is real, it is simply directed at specific creators rather than at the platform itself. Twitch is structurally positioned to extract a fraction of that willingness to pay while absorbing the full cost of delivering it. When Twitch attempted to reduce the premium revenue split from 70-30 to 50-50 in 2022, it generated significant creator backlash and accelerated movement of top streamers to competitor platforms such as YouTube Gaming or Kick. The platform is not in the position to renegotiate the creator relationship without undermining the supply of content that draws audiences in the first place. Twitch's unprofitability is the product of three independent structural problems, each of which is individually sufficient to prevent profitability. Their combination is not additive, it is compounding. First, the cost structure is inverted. Live video delivery scales linearly with viewership, generating no economies of scale at any level of growth. The infrastructure cost floor, accessed by Twitch at Amazon's internal rate, exceeds what the audience generates in revenue. Additional viewership makes this problem larger, not smaller. Second, the primary revenue mechanism does not function on this audience. The Twitch demographic commands low advertising cost per miles and has constructed and maintained technical infrastructure to eliminate ad delivery entirely. Even at full ad completion rates, which do not exist in practice, advertising revenue is insufficient to cover infrastructure costs. The audience has priced the service at zero and has demonstrated willingness to work to maintain that price. Third, the revenue that does exist is structurally extracted before the platform retains it. Direct viewer support, the one mechanism through which this audience demonstrates genuine willingness to pay, flows predominantly to individual creators. Twitch retains a minority share while absorbing the full infrastructure cost of delivery. Each of these problems is self-reinforcing. Attempts to increase advertising volume increase audience motivation to block advertising. Attempts to reduce the creator revenue split accelerate creator migration to competitor platforms. Attempts to grow the audience increase infrastructure costs without proportional revenue improvements. Twitch is not a turnaround story. Twitch is not a maturation story. It is not a company that is one strategic pivot away from profitability. It is a business whose cost structures, revenue mechanisms, and audience behavior are in permanent misalignment. The most operationally sophisticated infrastructure company in the world has had over a decade to resolve this misalignment with effectively unlimited resources. The CEO is publicly thanking his company for keeping the lights on. The question of why Twitch has never made a profit has a clean answer. The audience has decided that the server is worth $0. The infrastructure disagrees. Amazon cannot resolve that disagreement. Nobody can. This is what structural failure looks like when it is exposed. Not a bad quarter or a missed forecast. A business model that does not work, has never worked, and will not work, made legible by a decade of evidence in the balance sheets of the world's most capable infrastructure company confirming it. Like, comment, and subscribe for more Art Economist videos. Share with anybody that you know that may be interested in the product. And if you have made it to the end of the video, quick, quiz. Who is the CEO of Twitch? If you paid attention to the video, pay attention. This is the Art Economist signing off, and I'll see you guys next time.
Craig Hale fan wants to know when we first started to use the word grinding as a gaming term. I let this question sit for a while, thinking there wasn't much there, but it turned out to be a lot more tricky than I expected. Just so we're all on the same page, grinding, to gamers, means repeating the same task over and over for some in-game reward, usually XP, levels, loot, etc. When it comes to grinding, most people think of RPGs. Running in circles, fighting the same monsters for hours so that your character gets strong enough to survive the next area. But the term has also spread beyond RPGs. Even in modern shooters and live service games, players talk about grinding out their daily missions for battle passes and other types of unlocks. Now, outside of games, the word grinding has its obvious meaning, using friction to either polish something or reduce it to powder. But more importantly, it has the abstract meaning of steady, boring work. To grind away at a task, the daily grind of our jobs.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Grind first started getting used like this by college students describing the grind of studying way back in 1851, and by the early 20th century, grind was commonly used for boring, repetitive, or draining work. So how did it get into games? As is often the case, we need to track both the concept of grinding and the term grinding separately. They don't really line up as much as you'd expect. I had this thought that grinding must have started with tabletop games like D&D, since that's where we get a lot of other RPG terms, hit points, levels, XP, etc. And it's really the birthplace of the whole concept of the leveling up of a character. I couldn't find any references to grinding for gold or experience in old pen and paper based publications, either as a term or really as a concept. Which I guess makes sense. Your Game Boy doesn't care if you want to spend hours running around in circles till your Pikachu hits max level, but your human dungeon master probably is going to sit there running monster encounters over and over until you level up. So, when did the idea of grinding enter video games? The answer is that it happened pretty much right away. We've talked about the Game of Dungeons, aka D&D, before. It was a very early dungeon crawling video game made in 1975 that was loosely based on Dungeons & Dragons. It's well known for having the very first video game boss, but it's also one of the first games with a grinding problem. The book 50 Years of Boss Fights has this fun story from the game's creators. Since the game was run on terminals, they could see that people suddenly seemed to be beating the game in much greater numbers. One of the creators actually drove hours to another university so that he could observe people playing the game in person. He says, "What it turned out that they were doing indeed was something that we had never thought of. They were stepping into the first part of the dungeon, taking a few steps around until they happened to encounter some monster, easily defeating it, and exiting back out. Repeat for hours on end, and perhaps over several days. We had never thought that anyone would spend that amount of time doing something so rote and tedious. Boy, were we ever wrong." So, we've had grinding in games almost as long as we've had video games. Various RPGs have handled grinding in different ways. Early JRPGs, like the first Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy games, pretty much made it necessary. These games could only hold so much content, and grinding was an easy way to pad out the length of the game. It was often seen as a given that players would hit a wall and need to go grind for a while to continue. Throughout all this, I don't see the word grinding getting used at all. This was something I expected. I didn't think grinding was used as early, but what did surprise me was that there didn't seem to be much discussion of the concept of grinding either. Throughout the 80s and up to the mid-90s, it was just something you did in these games. The first few Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest games are known to be very grindy by today's standards. Reviews of the more recent Switch re-release all talk about the constant grinding. Reviews from the time of release don't mention it at all. Which again, it does make sense, there wasn't really much to compare it to. But reviews of later RPGs are similar. Seventh Saga, a Super Nintendo RPG released in 1993, is infamous for its difficulty and required grinding. But reviews at the time don't seem to find anything about that part of the game especially noteworthy. They simply comment on the story, graphics, music, and so on. As games became more sophisticated, excessive grinding became less common. Difficulty was often controlled so that players would naturally be at the right level for a given challenge. Extra missions and side quests started replacing mindless grinding. Grinding never really went away, but it did get more manageable. Then a huge change came at the end of the 90s that brought grinding back in a big way. The release of Ultima Online in 1997 marked a new type of game, the massively multiplayer online role-playing game. In a single-player RPG, grinding was private. You leveled at your own pace as needed, but now players weren't just trying to outlevel some computer monsters on their own schedule. MMOs turned grinding into a social competition. Suddenly players were trying to keep up with hundreds of other people. EverQuest, an MMORPG released in 1999, is the game I've most often seen attached to the word grind. And for good reason. Leveling was incredibly slow. It could take weeks to gain later levels. When you died, you lost XP, and you could even go down a level. Important enemies often had long respawn times where they could only be killed once or twice a day. There's stories of players setting alarms for the middle of the night just so they could be the first to fight a monster that had a small chance to drop an item they needed. EverQuest was also one of the first games associated with stories about people losing their jobs, failing school, or getting divorced because they couldn't stop playing. It helped kick off discussions of video game addiction as an adult problem, not just something affecting children, and it even picked up the nickname EverCrack. So it makes sense that EverQuest is the game where people started talking about the grind and then came up with a word for it. I figured magazine reviews of EverQuest would be a good place to start. Reviews at the time actually do note the slow progression, but none of them use the word grind to describe it. GamePro says, as with any RPG, the first few levels are a repetitive chore. You kill small things for experience and run away from large things for survival. GameSpot notes, EverQuest isn't for casual game players as it demands a huge time commitment. Building up your character to around the 10th level demands dozens of hours of combat. In fact, gaining experience is a terrifically boring process. I still didn't have a solid example of someone using grind, so I tried to find some more community-driven discussions around the game. I headed on over to Game FAQs, as it has a pretty good archive going back that far. I started digging through old EverQuest community discussions. Reviews often complained about repetitive leveling and boring combat, but the word grind was still absent. The oldest discussion board posts go back to 2008, and there, discussing grind is pretty common. When searching EverQuest communities, I came across the boards for Project 1999, a player-run attempt to recreate the feel of the original version of EverQuest for modern gamers. In a post from 2011, there's a remark that says, "The word level grind did not become real common in the EQ vocabulary until Kunark. The level rate may have crossed a line that some people just couldn't handle. EverQuest, The Runes of Kunark, was the game's first expansion pack, launching in April 2000. It raised the level cap from 50 to 60, and those final 10 levels demanded enormous amounts of grinding. This is just a random post, but a bit of poking around does support the idea that EverQuest got even more grindy at this time. If we still assume EverQuest is the origin of the term, this could push our expected timeline forward a few years into the early 2000s. I also wonder if the term grinding is used by gamers in other languages. Now, Japanese gamers have a few terms that are used in a manner similar to grind. For example, shukai, which literally means running laps, or sagyo, used to describe games that feel like work. But grind, or gurindo, did eventually make the jump to Japanese. EverQuest never got an official Japanese release. From what I can see, it looks like the real language crossover came from Final Fantasy XI. This was one of the first really successful Japanese MMOs, and it directly imported Western-style MMO structure into a Japanese player base. Even more importantly, Japanese and English-speaking players shared servers and often ended up playing together. So a lot of English MMO language made the jump into Japanese. Things like tank, aggro, DPS, and of course, grind. Final Fantasy XI was released in 2002, saw its peak popularity around 2006, and it maintained a healthy player base for years afterwards. It's hard to tell exactly when grind made the migration from English to Japanese, but it does help narrow down that timeline a little bit. I also tried checking Google Trends. This is a site that's usually really helpful, but in this case not so much. It only goes back to 2004, and the data was messy. Searches for things like XP grind and level grind, they start appearing around 2005 or 6, but it's hard to tell how meaningful that really is. Finally, I decided to roll up my sleeves and just start looking through old magazines. So far, the earliest example I had was from 2008, so I started there and started going backwards. I quickly found grind used in both magazines and books. There's a section on automated grinding in the 2008 book, Exploiting Online Games, Cheating Massively Distributed Systems. David Perry on Game Design, published in 2009, also mentions grinding. It pops up in magazines like PC Gamer and Game Informer, which uses grind several times in reviews of Patapon 2 and Sacred 2 Fallen Angel, as well as Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo's Dungeon. It looks like Game Informer might be a bit ahead of the curve on adopting grind. They seem to be using it quite a bit more than similar magazines. It shows up again when talking about Hellgate London and Valhalla Knights in 2007, and Titan Quest in 2006. But as we move back in time, it starts getting harder to find examples. In 2005, they used it while discussing EverQuest 2. I was convinced that Sony had learned from some of its mistakes and had created a game that was not only deep, but easy to get into and not so much of a grind, but an adventure. Unfortunately, this excitement was short-lived. Over the next 20 hours, EQ2 had me killing vermins in droves, and basically wishing I was playing any game other than this. I also found a use in Play magazine in November of 2005 regarding the game Digital Devil Saga. A year earlier, in April 2004, grind is used during an interview discussing the then upcoming game World of Warcraft. They ask, what steps are being taken to ameliorate the standard MMORPG experience grind? And the response, many MMORPGs can leave you feeling like you're grinding because you don't have a purpose for your character. I think the use of quote marks here is interesting, as it makes it appear that this is a new or non-standard term that they don't necessarily expect the reader to know. But Game Informer actually used grind at least one more time before that. In January 2003, during a review of, you guessed it, another EverQuest expansion, this time the Planes of Power. They say, to get the game back in balance and bring back fun to both the large-scale guild encounters and experience grind, many of the classes were rebalanced so the tired player strategies wouldn't be the cornerstone of all combat. This was the earliest example of a book or magazine using grind like this that I could find. But it doesn't really feel like this is going to be the earliest use. To me, the article is using experience grind like an established term that readers should already understand. It had to have been around for at least a little bit before that. One theory that I hadn't really followed yet was that the term grind may have actually begun way earlier with MUDs, that is, multi-user dungeons, the first real online RPGs. These games were usually text-based and predated MMOs like EverQuest by decades. Was it possible that this was actually an old, mostly forgotten gaming term that got resurrected once a new type of game came out? It's not always easy to find online discussions that far back, but I found a link to some old Usenet posts. Looking through rec.games.mud, all the surviving posts from 92 through 98 that mention grind are talking about grinding down their enemies or having an axe to grind. Searching through other mud-related groups yielded similar results. It really doesn't look like this is an old existing word that just got more popular again later. But this also gave me a new source. I wasn't really that familiar with Usenet, but I quickly realized just how valuable it was for searching old internet discussions. I started searching through other Usenet groups for RPGs, classic CRPGs, games in general, and ones for series like Final Fantasy and Ultima. Finally, in alt.games.everquest, I found a post from the 26th of October 2001 titled Reincarnation. A user floats the idea that EverQuest should let players make new characters without starting all the way back at level 1. They say, at approximately 20, you can actually start doing something else than whack-a-mole experience grind. Now obviously this probably isn't the first time that someone used the word this way. It is the earliest one that I could find. I do think it's interesting to note how the word has changed. Earlier examples tend to use it as a noun, usually pairing it up into phrases like level grind or XP grind. It's not until around 2005 or 6 that I regularly see grind used alone as a verb, which I feel like is how we use it more often today. So, what's the final takeaway? Our timeline looks something like this. The word grind starts getting used to describe boring, repetitive jobs way back in 1851. Fast forward to the 70s, D&D and other tabletop games introduced the concept of experience points and leveling up, but grinding as we think of it today wasn't really common. The earliest video RPGs in the 70s carried over the system of XP and character levels. Players quickly discovered that repeatedly fighting low-level monsters was a safe way to increase their character level. The RPGs of the 80s and 90s adopted grinding as a mechanic. Players were often required to do extensive grinding to reach a level high enough to survive later challenges. Throughout the 90s, RPGs gradually stepped back from forcing players to grind excessively for levels, although the practice never really went away. Ultima Online was released in 1997, and EverQuest was released in 1999. These games not only brought back heavy grinding to achieve success, but also put social pressure on gamers to level quickly to keep up with other players. EverQuest in particular gained a reputation for requiring a commitment that could make it feel like a second job. The word grind starts getting used by EverQuest players, possibly starting sometime in the year 2000 after the Runes of Kunark expansion was released. It mostly stayed in the EverQuest community for a little bit, but that wouldn't last long. Over the next couple of years, many more online RPGs were released. Commercial releases like Dark Age of Camelot, Anarchy Online, Star Wars Galaxies, and City of Heroes, as well as free-to-play games like RuneScape and MapleStory, greatly expanded the audience for this game genre. The term spread through these communities, and by the time World of Warcraft was released in 2004, it was well established. By 2005, grind was commonly being used in gaming magazines, and it soon became the standardized term that we use today. Well, what do you think? Do you remember the first time you heard this term? Do you think there's something I missed? Or do you have a question or mystery you'd like me to look into? Please let me know in the comments. Special thanks to Big Hail Fan for this question, and to all of you for watching. See you next time.
This is Grand Theft Auto 3, and this game is a lot of things. I mean, it laid the foundations for one of the most profitable franchises in video game history. It started an unstoppable tidal wave of open-world games, and it kept the news channels very, very busy.
This is the nation's top-selling video game, and millions of kids are mastering it by learning to slaughter bystanders.
But this game is also nothing short of a magic trick. A trick where Rockstar North, then DMA Design, managed to squeeze an entire city, an entire 4-kilometer wide pastiche of New York City, into the tiny 32 megabyte memory chip of a PlayStation 2. So, I'm Mark Brown, this is Game Maker's Toolkit, And here's how they did it. Okay, so I think we need a super quick and super simplified primer on how memory works in games, or else none of this is going to make sense. So, on PlayStation 2, you've got the DVD, which is a whopping 4.7 gigabytes. That's big enough to hold the entire game, every model, texture, sound effect, and radio station. But it's also painfully slow, with a transfer speed of about 5 to 6 megabytes per second, way too slow to load assets on the fly. But then there's the memory inside the system itself. This thing is lightning fast. It can move files at 3.2 gigabytes per second. Gigabytes, so that makes it perfect for assets. But it's also tiny, at just 32 megabytes, less than 1% of the DVD's capacity. Now, in a traditional game, well, the console loads all of the data needed for the current area from the DVD and into the memory. All of the models, textures, animations, sound effects, and so on. Then when you leave the area, those assets can be flushed, and the assets for the next area can be copied into the memory, with a loading screen while the assets are shifted across. But this setup would not work for Grand Theft Auto 3. It doesn't have individual areas with walls and doors to separate the zones. Instead, it's a sprawling metropolitan city that you can explore freely in any direction. A city made up of thousands of unique models for every building, vehicle, and pedestrian in the game, about 77 megabytes in total. And then thousands of different textures for every material, sign, and character skin, another 45 megabytes. And so with a total of about 130 megabytes of data, Liberty City is way too big for our paltry 32 megabyte budget. Well, okay, let me be perfectly honest. Liberty City is split into 3 different islands: the industrial zone of Portland, the downtown sprawl of Staunton Island, and the luxury suburbs of Shoreside Vale. And these are treated as separate levels with quick loading screens whenever you cross between them. But even still, each one of these islands is still too big to fit into memory. Take Portland. It's got over 600 unique models, requiring roughly 40 to 50 megabytes of data for the models and textures, still way more than the 32 megabyte budget. So what could Rockstar do? Well, the studio's first idea was to just make the city in a much more simplistic way, to use basic 3D models with low-resolution textures so each island could comfortably fit into memory. But the game's technical director Obevamai said this resulted in the city looking bland. So the game's other technical lead, Adam Fowler, came up with a much more ambitious solution. It works like this. Liberty City is split into thousands of small sectors. Then there's an invisible square around the player, and all of the models needed for the sectors in that square are loaded into memory. Then, as you move around the city, the game loads the models and textures for the buildings in the sectors you enter, and unloads all of the assets from the sectors as you leave them. And because the new models will always be far away from the player, it doesn't matter that it might take a short while to load them off of the DVD. It's a technique called streaming. And we can actually see this happening. Like, come with me for a second. I'm just going to pop you here. So I've got GTA 3 running on PC in this window, and a process monitor, which shows everything happening in memory in this window. And so if I get in my car and start driving down the street, you'll see that files start loading in, specifically txd.image and GTA3.image, which hold the textures and all of the models. Now, it's just a small chunk of those files. So if we take for example, GTA3.image, and we see that it's loading in at the offset of 929,1800. And then if I open the GTA3 image in this tool and find the file at that offset, here it is, 929,1800. It's a diner sign. And if we extract it and load it into this page, we can see, hey, it's the sign for the diner that's just loaded into memory, which is all the way over here. Now, I'd love to show this happening in a more real-time, visual way, but because the streaming system is tied to the camera and not the player, well, even if I take control of the camera and fly far away, the streaming will just follow me and the city will materialize around me. The only solution ultimately would be to somehow get the GTA 3 source code, rewrite several sections of the program, and compile a brand new executable. So I got the GTA 3 source code, I rewrote several sections of the program, and I compiled a brand new executable. Now you can see the trick, how Grand Theft Auto 3 loads and unloads a small number of assets into memory as you move around Liberty City. It secretly builds the world in front of you and it silently deletes the world behind your back. Basically, instead of trying to fit a whole city into memory, Rockstar instead built a moving window which shows just enough of the city to make the illusion work. And with this, Rockstar could build a city as big as it wanted, with artist Aaron Garbett saying, getting it right effectively removed a lot of limitations for scale and detail. We could build what we wanted as long as the area around the player would fit in memory, and we could get it off the DVD fast enough. Now, I should note, GTA 3 is certainly not the first game to come up with the idea of loading assets into memory while you play. In fact, this was already happening on the previous generation. Take the PlayStation 1 game Legacy of Kain: Soul Reaver, developed by Crystal Dynamics. The developer realized it could chop an entire world into lots of small chunks and then lay them out end to end in a line. Then, when a player approaches the boundary of one chunk, the game would quickly start loading the next part so it was ready for you by the time you got there, giving you a whole world to explore without needing to stop for a loading screen. And that same technique has been used in hundreds of games, from Jak and Daxter and Metroid Prime to Uncharted and God of War. It also explains why video game characters spend so much time slowly squeezing through tight gaps. It gives the console time to load the next area into memory. But back to Grand Theft Auto, this probably was the first game to use a streaming solution to create a dense urban environment. A world where the developers can't predict which area you'll go to next, or hide its loading behind doors or elevators or tight gaps. This was an actual open world that you can explore freely in literally 360 degrees. But pulling it off was not easy, and this ambitious plan led to 5 big problems for Rockstar to solve. So here's the first problem: pop-in. If GTA 3 worked exactly as I just described, with assets loading and unloading in a tight rectangle around the player, then it would look something like this. A game where bits of the world materialize out of thin air in front of you, with the dreaded pop-in effect of a last generation game. So it's not enough to just stream in the models nearest to the player, but at the same time, you can only cast your net so wide before running out of memory. So here's the solution. The game checks a large number of sectors, but in those faraway zones, the game only loads the bigger structures like buildings, bridges, ships, and cranes. So the area around your character is fully loaded in, but anything more than a few sectors away will only feature the largest structures. Of course, this would still eat up a lot of memory. So instead of using the actual models, these faraway structures use a simplified, low-polygon imposter with a crummy, low-resolution texture. Then when we get close enough, the real model and texture can be streamed in and gracefully fade in over the top of the low-poly copy. It's a system called LOD, or Level of Detail. And it even extends to the other islands. Portland, Staunton, and Shoreside each have low-poly models that sit on the horizon as stand-ins for the other bits of Liberty City. Actually, Staunton has 2, with different models depending on whether you're looking over from Portland or Shoreside. There's no point rendering the back of these skyscrapers if you're in the east, after all. Better to save on triangles. All of this lets Liberty City maintain its distant skyline for immersion and navigation purposes, but by using low-resolution stand-ins for these faraway buildings, the game can save a lot of memory. The next problem is that, well, Liberty City is not the only thing we need to store in memory. That 32 megabyte pile of RAM also needs to keep track of animations, pedestrian AI, physics calculations, the location of your last car, and so on. The only thing it doesn't need to store are the radio stations, which play directly off the DVD. So this means only a small slice of the total memory overhead can be dedicated to streaming.
I don't know exactly how much memory GTA 3 uses, but if you take San Andreas, which is using the same engine on the same console, take the DVD and put it into your computer, you'll find a file called stream.ini, which shows that just 13.5 megabytes of memory are dedicated to streaming the city.
On top of that, Liberty City is more than just buildings and lampposts. This is a bustling city filled with cars and pedestrians, which must also share that memory space. So all of these systems had to be heavily optimized to save enough room for the city streaming. Take the cars. GTA 3 has about 60 unique vehicles, and I'd estimate that the full fleet is about 10 megabytes worth of models and textures. So it wouldn't be sensible to keep them all loaded in at the same time. Instead, the game keeps a very strict pool. Only 8 vehicle types can be loaded into memory at any one time. When a car is spawned in, it must either use a vehicle from one of those 8 slots or boot an older car out to make room. And because that tiny pool also needs to contain the car you're currently driving, the last car you drove, any parked cars in the nearby area, and common vehicles like taxis and police vehicles, including SWAT cars, helicopters, and army trucks if your wanted level is high enough, well, this is why you'll sometimes see the same cars repeating again and again. There's only a few spare slots left for vehicle variations.
This also explains that spooky GTA phenomenon of looking for one very specific car only to finally track it down, and now everyone in Liberty City seems to be driving that car. It makes sense because it's now in one of those 8 car slots. It's much more likely for it to be spawned in as the next vehicle. My car's on fire. Help.
So basically, with only a tiny amount of memory to go around, everything in the game must be as optimized and streamlined as possible to make sure there's room for the main city streaming system. Fancy another problem? How about memory fragmentation? So in super simplified terms, if you remove a small asset from memory, then it leaves a nasty little hole in your total memory space. And let's do it a few more times. And then if we load in a bigger asset, well, even though there is space for it, that space is fragmented into lots of little holes, and so the asset just has to lump on the end, exceeding the total amount of memory and causing the game to crash. Not good. That's fragmentation. And so if you're constantly pushing assets in and out of memory, fragmentation becomes very likely, and memory blockages are almost guaranteed to occur. So Smarty Pants Adam Fowler had to write a bespoke memory manager that could deal with these issues, with functions that can merge and move blocks of memory around to avoid fragmentation. It can also aggressively free up memory if needed, going in and deleting stuff behind the camera or big buildings in the distant skyline. Another clever trick was to keep many of the asset files as the exact same size. Like among the models and textures, over 500 of them are exactly 2 kilobytes, and 416 are exactly 4 kilobytes. That way, assets can seamlessly take each other's place as they load in and out, filling those gaps in memory and avoiding fragmentation altogether. To check if this all worked, Fowler would attach the player character to the train that zips around Portland, and then set the game running on 5 or so PS2 dev kits before he left work for the night. And as Vermeer explained on the podcast Kiwi Talks,
he was hoping that he'd come in the morning and that the games were still running. And the first time he did that, like they all crashed after 5 minutes. And then he would spend a couple of days figuring out what had gone wrong. And then, did it again. And then they crashed after 30 minutes. And then they got maybe an hour. And eventually they got it through the night. So that meant that like for the whole night, the game was like loading models and unloading, loading models and unloading.
Unloading models.
Problem number 4 is seeking. So, here's the thing. CDs and DVDs are designed for the continuous read of something linear, like an album or a movie. And so the data is embedded in a non-stop spiral that goes from the edge to the center. And the laser reads that microscopic groove in a continuous line. But if you want to jump around to another part of the disk, called seeking, then the laser head has to move. And the acceleration, movement, and deceleration of that mechanical part all takes time. So now imagine how GTA 3 is constantly asking the PS2's DVD reader to seek out different bits of the disc.
That probably
To speed things up, Rockstar had to literally optimize the position of assets on the disc to reduce seeking time.
Wow.
That meant bunching up assets from the same part of the city so the laser wouldn't have to travel as far to get the next batch of buildings or roads. Also, the DVD reader code is given a queue of assets to load in, but it will prioritize the ones closest to its current read position instead of going through them in the order they came in. And Vermeij says the team experimented with duplicating assets on the DVD, because it's actually more efficient to have multiple versions of common models like trees and lampposts at different points on the disc, instead of having to constantly seek back to find that single tree model. And this technique is still used.
That's
in
what I was
game
going to say.
development with a game
They still duplicate assets in games.
Insomniac's Spider-Man having hundreds of the same mailbox model at different points on the Blu-ray. Now you might wonder if all that seeking is safe for the DVD drive, and Rockstar shared that worry. Here's producer Leslie Benzies in the documentary The PlayStation Revolution.
Streaming was a big risk. Could a drive inside a machine constantly move for 24 hours straight and not melt?
It's crazy how Leslie fell off so hard trying to make Mind's Eye.
Now, it obviously didn't melt your PS2's drive, and Vermeij assumes that this was cleared with Sony before the game was sold, but it's possible this did do some damage to the console. And then, the final problem.
I mean, sure.
Even with all of these techniques and optimizations, the disc simply couldn't read assets fast enough, and if players moved through Liberty City too quickly, they could outrun the streaming system and see the world appear in front of them. Or even worse, fall through the floor and into the blue hell beneath. So the only
that happened to me
solution
a
was
lot.
to just slow players down. Cars were given a strict maximum speed, and in certain parts of the city, the developers secretly increased the air resistance on vehicles by a few percentage points. Not enough for players to notice, but enough to let the disc catch up. Flying vehicles were completely ruled out, and the only plane in the game had its wings clipped, so it was impossible to fly. Well, almost impossible. And the layout of the city needed adjusting too. Vermeij explains that in its original form, Portland featured a main drag that ran practically across the entire island, a nightmare scenario where players could build up to max speed while the streaming code struggled to load in the buildings on both sides of the road. So, in the end, this big building was placed directly in the center of the main thoroughfare, so it wasn't possible to go so fast.
Oh, that's why that's there.
I want to put this to the test and see if I can push the game to its absolute limit and move so fast that the game can't load in models and textures quickly enough. So I went to Staunton Island to get the fastest car in the game, which is the Infernus. I feel like that's a pretty good start. And I actually am going to go to that main drag in Portland because even though they put that building in the way to stop me going so fast, there's still a alleyway down the side of the building which I can use to
that alleyway,
and hopefully get some real speed up. Okay, I mean I can actually just about see that alleyway in the distance. Now I'm going to put on a cheat that Rockstar put in the game that lets you speed up the gameplay, which seems like kind of a strange decision to put in a game that's all about slowing the player down, but here we go. Okay, now we're going at like much faster speeds, and we're just going to have to get quite lucky with the traffic to blast through.
I heard the traffic's all like based on RAM.
Look out. Look out, 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 look out. Oh!
Uh-oh, bummer.
So there's a trick that speedrunners use, where if you're in the cinematic camera, it despawns cars, and so there's less traffic to deal with.
Oh, really?
So I guess we're just going in a straight line. It's maybe the best thing to use. Oh! Oh!
Oh.
I saw it! I saw it!
It despawned for a
Not
second.
enough to fly into the abyss, but I saw it. I saw the world streaming in. But still, pretty impressive. And also you have to remember that this PS2 and this copy of GTA 3 are like 25 years old, and this disc is a little bit scratched. And seriously, the speed of the streaming technology is entirely dependent on the surface of this disc and the condition of the laser inside that PS2. And also this has happened. It doesn't really affect anything. It just makes me sad. I need to get some glue. And ultimately, that was pushing the game to its absolute limit and using cheats. And in normal play, you almost never see this happen. A testament, I reckon, to how well Rockstar implemented
It happened on my old ass copy of the game. My game got like scratched. My original copy of the game got scratched, and it would happen a lot. I had to get a second copy of the game.
So that's the trick. Rockstar had to fit a roughly 130 megabyte city into the tiny 32 megabyte memory chip on your PlayStation 2. And the only way to do it was to move assets from the disk and into memory at rapid speeds, constantly chucking out the buildings and trees in your rearview mirror to make room for the shops and bridges just around the corner.
That's cool.
But with this, and a lot of clever optimizations, Rockstar showed it was possible to have a rich and detailed open world on console, and it laid the foundation for the rest of the series. That, of course, includes 2 more GTA entries on PlayStation 2, which are even more impressive in their implementation. Vice City added helicopters by only showing low poly models when you're above a certain altitude, so there's enough memory spare for the most distant skylines. And San Andreas got rid of the separate islands and halting loading screens, partly by having so much empty countryside in between the cities that one will be entirely out of memory by the time you reach another. Even so, it's pretty mind-blowing that this is working on such a low-powered console. But even as gaming hardware got better,
Got my copy of San Andreas right here.
these techniques still needed to be used because the worlds became more detailed and rich instead. Like on a modern computer with gigabytes and gigabytes of RAM, I can easily fit all of Grand Theft Auto 3's Liberty City in memory at one time. No streaming needed. But I can't fit the whole world of GTA 4 or 5, so it's back to the cheeky optimizations. Like putting roadworks in the middle of Algonquin's longest road to stop players from driving so fast that they outpace the streaming tech. Now, in more recent times, a move to solid-state drives is making things a lot easier for developers. There's
Yeah. GTA 6 is definitely not going to have that.
no more seeking, so you don't need to optimize asset location or duplicate dustbins everywhere. But even still, I can promise you now that Grand Theft Auto 6 will still stream bits of its world in and out of memory, and it will use some of the same techniques,
probably will, but
optimizations, and maybe even a few lines of
having
code
an SSD
from Grand
changes
Theft
everything.
Auto 3, the game that performed a magic trick and proved it was possible to squeeze an entire city into just 32 megabytes of memory.
Wow.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. So one of the
You know, honestly,
fun side effects of making this video
it's
is
a lot
that
like
you
how
can
King's
debunk
Field 4 has
a
this streaming
video game
technology.
myth I had
Like,
been
there's no
carrying
loading
on
screens
for
in it.
about 20 years. So I had always believed that the reason you can't fly the plane in GTA 3, the Dodo, was because of 9/11. Basically, Rockstar didn't want you to emulate a terrorist attack in their game. And it makes sense. GTA 3 was just about to come out when New York was hit by an awful terrorist attack, and it wasn't a good look for a studio making a game about causing chaos in a sort of fictionalized New York City. So this certainly gave Rockstar pause. And it's true that Rockstar did change some elements of GTA 3 very quickly to reflect
9/11
in New York. So they repainted the cop cars so they no longer looked like NYPD vehicles. They removed one mission that referenced terrorism, a few bits and bobs like that. But they didn't touch the Dodo because it was never designed to be able to fly. As I say in the video, being able to fly over Liberty City would reveal some of the edge cases and some of the issues around the streaming technology that they wouldn't get to fix until Vice City. And also, Liberty City just isn't designed to be played from the air. A lot of the rooftops in the game don't have collision, and there are bits of the city, like in between a ring of houses, that's just a big blue void. So it's clearly not made for flying. So
I see.
there we go. I'd always believed that the Dodo was cut because of 9/11. It was just technical stuff. Let me know if you've had a video.
It was
game
never
myth
about
debunked
9/11.
in your lifetime.
It was never about 9/11. Alright. It was never. Well, that's cool. Honestly, did learn a lot. It's honestly really cool. Alright, where were we? What's up here? Mansion of the Howling Wheels. I'm wearing the necklace that lets me see trap walls. Okay. Well, there's no trap walls here. This looks like a trap wall. What is that sound? Oh my goodness, what is that sound? What is this? The center tower. Okay. Oh, so this is like the one-way. Like a one-way path back to the second floor. Well, that's cool, but I don't really want a one-way floor. I do need to make a shortcut, though. I need to get rid of the third floor. What are these? Oh, spider! 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 Scary spiders. These spiders sure are scary. Oh my god, there's spiders at the top. They're webbing me. I think they poisoned me. Move. Get him. Get him. Oof. Must move. Must. Ugh. Ooh, fake wall. Oh, it's the Whew. What is this? Guardian bracelet. What is this? Wow, this really is an ancient city. It is. A bracelet that helps the body's maintain the body's normal status. Okay. Sure. Alright, let's go to the mansion. Why not? Who is this? Oh my god. There's like 1,000 of them. Oh, he hit the big guy. Oh my god. Ah! They keep hitting each other. Sealed. Look at that guy. What is he doing? He doing the shuffle? Yeah. Gold. Oh, there's something there. Huh? Lady, I ain't trying to have this. I ain't trying to fight you, lady. Huh? What's over here? I guess this is the mansion, right? Look, it's the Howling Winds, I guess. Alright, well, let's hope I don't get hit. I died. I died. I got hit. I got hit. Damn. Oh my god, now I gotta do all that shit again. Yeah. Alright, well. We're just gonna go 5 times speed. Unfortunate. Make a save state. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh my god. This is kind of scary. Oh no. Whew! Oh no. Get him. Okay. Oh, wait, I think I could drop off down here. I see something. Oh, okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay, I'll remember that. Mushroom. Oh, another mushroom. Nice. Let me use them. I probably have a lot at this point, right? Yeah, I have 52. Oh my god, I need to eat a lot of the mushrooms. One more. Let's go up here. Anything up here? Oh, okay. Door. Oh, it's the Howling Castle. What is this? Oh, switch. Oh, no, it opens the gate. Okay. Should I drop down? Yeah, sure. What is this? You got anything for me? Ancient key used. Okay. Anything up here? Bones. Bones. Look at all the bones. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Oh, he's turned blue. He's turning blue. It's been a while since someone has spoken to me. Once I learned the fate of our forest children. I couldn't just let it happen. I wanted to save them. I created many things for our people. I sought the ancient knowledge, and what it led me to was the art of creating life. The knowledge of the ancient folk, the dark people, aided my research, and the Genians were born. What are those? The ruins of the dark folk residing in the deepest area of the city was indeed a treasury of knowledge. At the same time, it was a sealed cage of darkness. Okay. The king forbade anyone to approach it, but someone broke the seal, and darkness flowed from without. Okay. The battle against the dark folk was unavoidable, and it still wages on. It is now pointless to wallow in the demise of our people. Okay. It's not pointless. Pointless. What is this? Sirach store, okay. Uh oh, bad guys. Are these the Genians that they're talking about? Oh, whoops. Nice. Okay. Let me guess, it makes me poison. Oh, wow, I'm poisoned. Who could have expected that? Classic, right? Green water, classic poisoning. Alright, more bad guys. Flash is pretty busted. I like this spell. 2 of them. Oh, okay. Ye who seek darkness secret, be ye destroyed. Who, me? Oh my god. Who is this? He just Kool-Aid man jump scared me. Oh, wait, I'll use poison on him. Boom. Okay, I guess I can't poison him. Got him. Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, I guess that was a key. Oh, it's Serac's key. That's the last key I need. Serac's key. I like how they just got the slimes here. Okay. He's just chilling in here, I guess. Alright, well, I got the key. No, I went through here. Do you have a texture pack on this? I'm running this at like 8K resolution. Oh, key. What is this? Icon of water. Ritual that purifies water. Well, what kind of water am I trying to ritual? Oh my god, what is this? You look ugly. Is my magic at level 3? No, it's still at level 2. You found Stereo Master Mod for Homecoming and Nexus. Hopefully it works for people, yes. Hopefully Nexus. We will fix the game. We will fix Homecoming. Gosh darn it. Oh, Serac's key. Okay. Oh, look, stuff. This is one of the needles, the earth roots, the lizards, one of the heals, a bone thingy. I think that's one of those things that like increase your mana, right? Oh, fool's fruit. Okay. The physical went up, and then where's the wise? Okay, nice, hell yeah. Fix the greatest Silent Hill is definitely worth all the trouble. It is. We expect games to work properly in 2026. Gosh darn it. I'm always saying this. I'm saying games need to be working properly. Oh, there's one of those passages, but there is that cliff. I'm gonna take that cliff actually. I like the music here. Okay, we're gonna make a save state. We're gonna make a save state. Ooh, I survived. Yeah, I lived. Oh my goodness. I missed. I do say that. I do say that. It's true. Is this the one that gives me full? No, it's the temporary one. Whatever. Who cares about the temporary one? I need the one that's permanent. Okay. Another crystal. Where we go? Alright, it looks like it was a... Yay, the best. Freeze. That's a lot of mana. Vortex. Freeze. That thing like will pretty much just like straight up kill. Let's go one shot anything with wind. Where is the wind coming from? Is the wind coming from like a statue? Bruh. It is. It's like a face. That's so silly. Oh. Alright. Here we go. Oh! Oh, I did it. That's funny that they literally have like a thing where you have to like sprint across to get. Okay, so it's basically, it protects me from all sorts of magics. Okay, let's try that out. Wait, oh, okay, so we're right back up above. That's cool. That seems like a pretty good shield. Yeah, wait for me, lady. Ah! Alright, let's explore the rest of this place. Okay, I'm getting frustrated. I bet I could sell a bunch of stuff to this guy, right? I kind of like all my weapons though. Let's try out the triple fang. I guess I can buy literally everything else he sells in the game. These mushrooms. 18,000. Okay. Buy the armor from him. Crystal armor. Eh. How much is it to buy like all of them? Fuck it. Are there any bosses? I don't think you fight a boss. Well, I just fought a boss. I don't know if you saw it, but it was we were in the castle and this guy crashed through like the Kool-Aid Man. We fought that boss. You might have missed it. Let's try the sword with 3. Damn, you missed it, OG. Sorry. It was just a little bit ago. Oh my gosh. I like the music here. Do 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 do. Okay, the lava. I have to stop the lava somehow. No, he gave me darkness. Whatever. Nothing in that chest. Okay. It's too dark. Let's go up here. Oh yeah, there was another key. Okay, what do I get in the other key? Xerox key. What those the power seeds? I like the music. It actually goes crazy. Ow. Oh, do I hit this? Because it looked different. Yeah, I do hit it. I knew it. I was seeing it earlier and it looked kind of different. The duck is a hit. It's the most used emote. It is. It's the best emote. I'm using it all the time. Okay. Did that stop the lava? It must have. Yep. Still dark. I'm still getting afflicted by the darkness. What is this? How much longer is the darkness gonna go? Oh, what did I get? You used it like 100 times. Me too. Whatever. Just use the. You know what? I should just buy some forest fruits. Does what's his face sell forest fruits? Actually, I'm just gonna buy 99 of them. What's his name again? I think his name's like Chad or something. Yo, Chad, you sell the stuff? Yes. Yes, you do. Oh, baby. I only buy 50. Well, I'm buying all of them. Oh, so what we got? King's Map. Magical map used by the royal family during the ancient days. What is this? Oh, it makes a 3D map. That's cool. Oh, it's like a whole map of the area I can see. That's cool. I make a whole map of the area. I can see it with this item. A whole 3D map of the level. That's kind of cool. Just straight up 3D map of the level. Cool. Oh. Oh. That doesn't look good. Let's get this. Quick, 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 quick. Woo! Okay, I got it. Empty. Empty. Yay, 10k gold. What? Oh look, I hit a wall. But I can't open it. Okay. The chest doesn't open. Oh. Oh my god, skeleton. Ah! Okay. 10k gold. Poison. Arrow trap. Ow. Stop hitting me with the poison traps and the arrows. It's not funny, game. Oh my god. Hit with the poison again. Oh wow. Poison traps. Oh look. Oh. Oh, that has a crystal. What is this? Let's use the crystal. Earth crystal. I guess it's offensive magic. Meteor crash causes the meteorites to crash. Oh my god. First, the Mother Earth was born. The pure water tamed the raging fire. The cold wind ended it all. The Mother Earth was born. The pure water tamed the raging fire, and the cold. What does that do? Mean? Mother Earth. And they talk about water, fire, wind, and then the four elements. Avatar. Right when they needed him most, he disappeared. Mod works. That's cool. That's good. That's good. Run. What else is there? Oh, let's go up here. Sealed. Wait, what is this? Oh, this must be that thing. Okay, we're gonna make a save state. We use the earth, right? Okay. It was water, right? Fire. Then the last one was wind. So the mod works. The audio is still quiet, but at least it sounds normal level, like everything's set to default. That's good. What is this? A key or a ring? Yay. Ring of Wisdom. A ring that belonged to the Forest Folk. Increases magical power. The Ring of Wisdom. Okay. What'd that do? It's crazy that you have to get a mod to make the audio sound decent in Silent Hill Homecoming. Personally, I don't think it should be like that. Okay. So we're back at this place. I need to make this a shortcut. Crystal vial. Healing water. Heals both the mind and the body. Okay. I remember that one guy wanted me to get poison water for some reason. So I guess I should go get poison water. Oh, he was all the way in like the ocean place though. Okay. Let's see. Alright, I definitely need to make this a thing. So I guess we're doing the run back. Is it the green one? What's the top floor? I don't know. Should I make this one? This is the egg field place, the egg place. But I don't think I should make this. Or maybe I should. How do I get back to the graveyard? I guess I kind of need to make this one, right? Because, like, there's, like, no other markers. No, wait, I can through the second floor. Egg. Yeah, I just remember. I can't actually make it from the second floor. Okay. What's the yellow one? Okay, yeah, this is the second floor. The second floor is fine because I can just use the one passage. That'll get me back to the graveyard. Okay. Let's go to the blue place. Because we definitely got one come back here. Oh, I gotta get the thing. Alright, this is the last chest. Sarek's key. Okay. There's some other Sarek's cheese places I gotta go and definitely get some more chests. You got anything new to say, lady? May light shine upon you and the sword. Okay. So not really. Alright, I guess I gotta do a run back to make that place a thing. Oh, I should also go back to this guy. I have like a sword I have to pick up from him. I have that katana, right? Even our old people's graves are robbed. There's no word strong enough to express my hollow. We can upgrade weapons. Wave Crasher. Alright, well, I guess we can just fast forward time a little. I have to go back to the poison place. I think. The yellow, okay. Trying to think. Well, how's the fastest place to get to the poison place? This is the fireplace. Trying to think. Ugh. Trying to think. Well, I'm going to go back to the poison place. No, but we'll just wait. Oh, I have no weapon. Oh, you know what? I could go open a few chests. I know there's some chests that I haven't opened yet. Because they needed a key. We need a full bless set. Alright, I think he upgraded everything. Alright, after everything got upgraded, trying to think. Oh, you know what? I can cut through the lava place. I'll cut through the lava place because that like leads me to like one spot on the second floor that I remember has a chest that I want to get. Yeah. It hit me. They're trying to hit me. Whew. No music yet. Whatever happened to that one guy who had like the lance? He was talking about some stuff. Oh. I don't even remember how I got here. Was it this way? Comments. Okay. There was a bone here the whole time? From before? Okay. Sure. I'm surprised the game saved that. Yes, here it was. Here it was. A key. Okay. It's one of those magic things that increase your. Right. Restores magic. Oh yeah. Anyway, well, I'll save it for when I'm running out of mana. Isn't there like one? There's like one NPC up here, right? Do you got any new dialogue, buddy? He's right here, right? The engineers were the one that designed the city system. Their leader was referred to as the Wise Sage. The craftsmen fashioned tools infused with the strength of nature. I know very little about the priests. They did, however, hold great secrets. The city still has its mysteries. I plan to stay here for a few more years. Okay, so he ain't got no new dialogue, no hashtag no dialogue option. Yeah, I gotta talk to him to repeat all his dialogue. The dialogue I ain't saying nothing new. I ain't saying nothing new. Alright, let's go back up. He ain't saying nothing new. Yes, okay, now we're at the second floor. Now we can go back to like the top floor and get the poison water. And then also, I think that's it actually, really. Alright, we're gonna get the poison water. And then I think the yellow one that is the one that leads to all the stuff. Wait, this is the Grave Lord section, right? Right. This is like the mausoleum. No, not this way. Well, I guess I can go through here real quick. Isn't there stuff up here? You're all out of white monster. Better go to the store real quick and get some more. King's Door. The unwise key was sealed here using proof of wisdom. Oh. You're not kingly. Oh, okay. This is where I use that wing of wisdom. Now I can open the door. Worship the light. The light is the ultimate. Okay. Yeah, ooh, a crown. The King's Crown. Increases magic power. Okay. Oh my god, there's skeletons. Ooh. there's a lot of them. Take that, skeleton. This is just the skeleton lords from Dark Souls 2. I guess I should use the holy thing, right? Yeah. Yeah. Is that like the king? This was just like Vendrick. Only he was the skeleton lord. I guess. Gave me new magic though. New magic just dropped. Better be good. Invoke lightning. Oh my god. Okay. I got good old light. You're not. Oh my god, I gotta put the king. I gotta put the king's ring back on. No. Oh, do I use the king's door? Oh, do I put on the ring? Do I put on the crown? No. I would have thought that makes sense. Oh, there's a helmet. A bucket helmet. Hmm. Oh no. Here's the poison. Not this way. I hope the thing's worth it. Oh, here's the old guy. You got any new dialogue, buddy? If you have a Goid Stone, it would be wise to place one here. Allows the unseen paths to connect. The power still remains to this day. The Force knows all. What was I talking about? Okay. There's like a passage right here, right? Right? Not here. Is it here? Okay, no, that's the marker. Shoot. I feel like there was a passage. I guess I can just run to the third floor. Alright, we'll run to the third floor real quick. It's like right. It's just a hop and a skip. It's where the Guardians were. Ah. Back on the third floor. Go back to the second floor. What's up, Thrax? Alright. So we have the second floor. That has a thing, right? Okay, yeah, that's the yellow one. I know there was another key. Or another chest I had to get. Was it? I think it was down here, right? It was like one of these corner ways. And then here, right? This is the west gate, okay. The chest is somewhere here, right? Here it was. Here's the chest. What is this? A headpiece? Angelic crown. Fortifies the mind with light. It probably gives me like more mana or something. Eh. Who cares? Alright, and then I gotta figure out the place to go back to get to the ocean place. Is it here? The ocean. That's so funny. They said, how about an ocean place? Yeah, gamers need an ocean place. This is the, oh yeah, this is like the one place with the 4 different doors. Yeah, here we go, the ocean place. Now I gotta circle all the way back and then make a shortcut for the basement area. I wonder, is that one NPC still here? He still is. What do you gotta say, buddy? You got anything new to say?
Perhaps this is the idol's curse. Master Septiago supposedly had it, but I don't know what happened to it. There's a legend that the ancient city was ruined because of the idol. If only I had more power. Where many soldiers became weak and could not continue. I wonder if those soldiers are all safe. I still can't find my sword. Hey, that's the Septiago sword. Why do you have it?
What do you think?
You don't seem like a thief. Master Septiago really loved that sword. Take good care of it. Ellipses. Please leave me alone.
Okay. I'm surprised he has dialogue for you to when you grab his sword. That's cool. Ah, bats. Yeah, we're bats. Alright, this is that one place where I need to use all the equipment. Not yet. Can't come in right now. Oh, I know. Let's use the other egg, because that guy was eating an egg earlier.
Food? I'll take it. You can have this.
Oh, another vial.
You're a kind person. But you still can't come in.
Look, he's eating the egg. Well, what a jerk that guy is. Jerk. Can't let me come in. Alright. I think this is the way to the ocean place. What just shot at me? It fell off. Yeah, there it is, right? I think? I think I go in the water, right? Yeah. Alright. Geronimo. Alright. I think it's this way. Okay. No, it's not here. It's the other way. No, this is not it either. Ah! Is it this one? They're chasing me. They want me so bad. Yeah, it's over here. Should have used the water talisman. The way of water. Alright, where was that one guy? Get it. Yo, the katana is so sick. Holy shit. It's so fast. Oh, here you are, buddy.
How dare they take my fish? If only had some poison.
Alright, okay, we're gonna make a save state, because I don't want to accidentally, like, use it.
What? You're giving me some poison? Here, I'll give you some of this then. Many fish swim around here. The monsters go away, I won't have any more problems eating. This should help kill them.
Okay. What did you give me? Some... He gave me some, what, bracelets? What did you give me? Was there a ring? Fortune? One-of-a-kind item. Priceless. What the hell does that mean? One-of-a-kind item. Priceless. What the hell does that mean? What the hell does that mean? Okay. Well, I guess it's priceless. Cool, buddy. Whatever that means. Boggle. Boggle. Somebody in the comments said that this video has activated, whenever I hear the word boggle, it has activated a Manchurian candidate power over me. Whenever I hear the word boggle. It's true, it's also done the same with me. Boggle. Boggle. Hey. Boggle. Alright. Hypnosis. Classic. It does work. Hypnosis is real. And it's when you listen to the Boggle video 1,000 times. And how the hell do I get out of here? I think this is the way. Because the music's playing again. Okay. So I did all that for a bracelet that just says priceless, one of a kind. Yeah, okay, buddy. What does that mean, though? You just gave me some nice little piece of armor or bracelet. That's nice. Alright, let's go to the There's a passage over here. We'll just use this to teleport. I think it's over here. Oh, damn it, I'm lost. Where's the lighthouse? Is it this way? Yeah, here it is. The blue one, right? This, okay, yeah, this leads me back to the mausoleum. Oh, you know what? I can go to that one place. The light of passage. Place. Yo, JB, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. We're playing Kingsfield. What were you up to? Boggle. Playing Resident Evil. Very cool. You know, I just played the remake like a month ago. Were you playing the original one or the remake? Hey, JB. Thank you again. We're pretty close, I think, to the end of this game. The original. I've never played the original. I'm a LARPer. I've never played the OG. I've seen Cammy play it plenty of times, though. I've seen other people play it. Alright. So, this is the Passage of Light, right? People of the Force who seek a great secret proceed with caution. Oh, that's me. I'm looking for secrets. I'm always looking for secrets. Dude, why'd the music sound like this? Crazy work. Is your first time playing it? That's cool. Perhaps I shall play it soon. Now, last time I was here, this place like kicked my butt. Clearly, I was meant to come here later. Get him. Oh yeah, I'm way stronger now. You played the remake over 1,000,000 times. I've played it 3 times. Well, more like 2.5. Ancient key used. Oh my god, is the helmet Varos gives you in Dark Souls 1. Is the helmet Varos gives you in Dark Souls 1 when you kill him. Ancient helmet. Okay. Why the music in this part going crazy? Oh wait, no, let's go. Lead me to my death. $400 gold? Wow, okay. Let's go up this way. I've never beaten the remake with Chris though. So I'm gonna beat the game with Chris soon. Another bad guy. And I'm good with poison. Another thing, another one of the ancient things. Dun 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 dun. Tatsuki Saito was going crazy with the keyboard at this level. Oh wait, okay. That's a trap. I guess I need to fall. But where? That should be fine, right? Yeah, no. Just go up this way. Oh yeah, this is 1,000 times easier than when I first came here. Oh my god. He was just ready to jump me. He ganked me. Oh, I leveled up. Level 63. Ow. Ow. You know what? I bought 99 of the herbal liquids, and those are just better heals. So I'll have that on my shortcut. Let's eat some mushrooms too. It's crazy how that one guy was just ganking me. They were like, oh yeah, you know, you're supposed to open up the door. What if we had a bad guy hiding in the door that you know you're supposed to open? Wouldn't that be really funny? Classic. Classic. What is this? Oh. New crystal unlocked. Was it a passive one or a... No, it was a... Judgment, holy shit. Essence of light, stored in divine orbs that change enemies until they explode. Okay. Was that a key? King's key. Oh, the king's key. Oh my gosh. The skeleton talks. Okay.
When I saw the darkness within my dearest one, all hope turned into despair. Please help the fragile forest children who have been consumed by the darkness.
What'd that mean? You got anything else to say, skeleton? No, it's not. Okay, sealed. King's key. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Shortcut. Hmm. Oh. Am I supposed to use those thingies? Those black eyes. The closed passage will be awakened. Okay. Yep, here we go. Alright. Alright. What is this? The forest folk. What's this? Ah? No, is that the moon? That's the moonlight. We got the moonlight. Oh, snap. Oh yeah, we got the Moonlight Greatsword. The Sword of Legends. It can reflect light and dispel the dark. Proof of a king. Oh, yo, and it's one-handed too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm invincible at this point now, baby. We got the Moonlight Greatsword. Swings pretty fast too. Alright, so y'all wanna know a secret? How you get the Moonlight Greatsword in Ninja Blade is literally this exact same room. Like, it's copied, it's the exact same room in this game, in Ninja Blade. You get the Moonlight Greatsword, and that's in the exact same room. Like, they literally copied it. They literally they literally reused the exact same place. They took PS2 game to 360 game. Oh, you got new dialogue?
When the light becomes stronger, the dark does as well. Perhaps relying on magic alone isn't the best way to fight the darkness. We seek the light that dispels the blade that can slay. Seek the blade of the forest. In order to completely remove the dark folk, you will need the light of the forest to enchant the blade. Only then you must face the Dark One.
What'd that mean? What'd that mean, buddy? Now we got the Moonlight Greatsword, so that's cool. Well, so we got that going for us. Now we can dispel the darkness. Whoa. Using our super cool sword. You got a new dialogue, lady? Got the Moonlight Greatsword. May light shine you upon you in the soul. Okay, so no new dialogue, huh? Fraud. You know what? I don't think I'm gonna come back here. It was a nice idea, but I got the best sword in the game. Probably close to being the game at this point. We don't need to come back here. Boggle. Boggle. Did I get everything from what's his face? Our leader went to the Forbidden Cavern the day the molten rock stopped flowing. Returned later, possessed by the dark. The dark. Okay. Now we have to find a... I have to remember, how do I get back to the bottom floor? I think this way, right? No, wrong way. It's this way. Let's keep the Miyu necklace on. Or, no, it's the run back. The run back to the bottom floor. Okay, we take this one, right? This is the one, right? Great, yeah. This one. Go here. The run back is crazy. Get the skeletons. My moonlight is too strong. Die, skeleton. What is that sound? Oh, it's this. Oh. Okay, so yeah. You gotta use the moonlight now. Lord Mew's glove. The ultimate glove, spoken in legends, designed and forged by the master craftsman. Okay, so it's just straight up better. Alright. Now we gotta find the place. We're gonna put the portal there. Yeah, here it is. Made a save. This is the way to it. Stairs. I like how there's just skeletons chilling in here. Skeletons just chilling. Is there anything else? Nice. Okay. We'll put, I guess we can use the red one. We'll use the red one. Oh. Whoops. The red one. Oh yeah, shortcut. Alright, let's go in the water. Is there anything else? Ah! The skeletons. Scary. Oh no, the skeletons are chasing my ass. Oh shit. There's a trap thing in here. It's a good thing I came down here again. Oh, look. It's one of the swords, or the armor pieces, I guess. And I put on the, oh, I forgot to put on I should put on the water. Does that give me, like, more mana? No, it doesn't. Lord Mute Summit. Okay. Lord Miku. Oh my god, a skeleton. Why is there a skeleton in here? Jump scared my ass. I'm gonna take damage, aren't I? That's okay. I got those heals. Swim. I'm swimming. Must swim. I think I took the wrong way. No, skeleton. Get away. Get away. Bad skeleton. Whew. Keep the necklace. All right. Oh, I remember the treasure place. There was like the other armor. All right, let's go there real quick. It's this way. I think I go up the stairs, right? Yeah, up these stairs. Here he is. On him. It wasn't. It was this way, right? Now that's the second floor. Okay, no, that's all that. Oh, I remember. It was actually this way. Whoopsies. Yeah, I hear it. You got his giant arm. Whoa! Get him. I think it's the other way. Yeah, here it is. Magic power up. Did I level up my magic? No, it's still only level 2. It's pretty good though. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. And I think the last one was in the castle, right? Yeah. It definitely was. Right? Okay, save state. This part's kind of hard, actually. What? Oh no. Okay. Whew. He goes through them, which is pretty sick. Alright, it was the red one, right? Okay. Alright. There's that other door, right? Is it this one? Okay, yep. I only got one other place I can go. Here we go. Sarek's key. No, what is this? One of the armors. Okay. Uh-oh. Poison. Ah! Get me out of here. Altar of water. Oh, I should use that thing, right? Icon of water. It looks like exactly like what I'm supposed to do, right? Hmm? Yeah, it just goes through them. Hell yeah, it's so sick. Okay, finally, now it worked. Whew. Oh, I made all the water not poison. Yay. Yo, you guys just keep spawning. Oh my god, they literally do just keep spawning. Alright, time to equip the Way of Water. What is this? Amulet. Necklace thingy. Okay. Anything over here? Nope. Let's go this way. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're the big guy. Magic level up. Oh, new crystal dropped. Okay. The Way of Water. I feel like we're really at the end of the game. Hydrosphere. Small but high pressure streams are fired from balls of water towards enemies. I got Flash. That's all that matters. Good old Flash hasn't left me down. That and Windcutter. Did I enjoy it? Yeah, so far. Ooh, a key. Oh my god. Why is there just a giant slime in here? It's just a giant slime. Am I even hitting it? Look at this comically large slime. I don't even know if I'm hitting it. I think I am. Let's use some different magic on it. Tornado. Let's try tornado on his ass. Look, he gave me some money. 6 gold. Oh my god. They trolled me. 6 gold for the giant slime. 6 gold. Oh, slowing enemy attacks. Okay. Nickelodeon slime. I always wanted the Nickelodeon slime. I can't be the only one. Scary music. The vibes have shifted. Old battlefield. Jail keys. Okay. Ah! It's dogs. Get them. Oh shit. One shot him. Oh, he juked me. Go down this way. I hear him. Right behind me, Arnie. Oh my gosh, Flash, too good. The moonlight taking care of all of them. What is this? Some sort of shield? Chaos shield. An unholy shield imbued with the soul of a demon that sacrificed mine for dark attributes. I'm okay. No, I'm good, bruh. I hear something. Oh no, not the dogs. Oh, totally missed it. Oh, this is the shield. Okay. We got the Miku shield. I don't need the water talisman. Well, it's kind of better. Let's just go for the full set. The dog literally spawned in front of me. Hold up, hold up, hold up. This game was released back on physical disc on PS2. Yeah, they probably used streaming technology like GTA 3 did and Soul Reaver. That wouldn't happen today. Physical discs are done. That wouldn't. It's true. It's over. The way of the dodo. They lost the technology to make this game. The dog just running in the corner. Nice. Okay. Let's go this way. The dog. Stupid dog. How did you survive, dog? You know what's amazing that this game does? Is that you really can't teleport without loading. It's kind of crazy that you can do that. Oh, that's a hidden wall right there. Like, there's no load screens in this game. They were able to perfect it. FromSoft didn't know loading screens before GTA 5 did. Okay, I like how there's all the bugs. New magic unlocked. I wish the game would tell you what the magic was. Personally, I would have liked it if it did. Drifting Death. Adds greater power of darkness to moisture in the air, generating a mist. Darkness. Miasma, you could say. Okay, it won't open. We gotta circle around, I think. Okay. It broke on me. I see. Hmm. Do I go? Oh, I go this way. What's down this way?
Forest Warriors banquet after a long silence.
What'd that mean? Oh, I guess you're a bad guy. Oh, you're kicking my butt a little. Oh, he's stealing my mana, I think. Oh, you got them. Oh. Yeah. Cool. This game is sick. You want to play? It is sick. What'd that do? Reminds you of Oblivion Dungeons. I can see the how it's like that. How? Yeah. Get him. Skeletons. Crystal. What's the crystal?
The dark
Crystal. I guess they're done giving me passive crystals. Magic. Dark matter. Sphere of darkness forms, dividing before the enemy, then explodes on contact. Crazy how you go from here to Sekiro. Right. Alright, I'm just gonna eat a bunch of mushrooms. Hold on. Oh. Yep, I just ate a bunch of mushrooms. Yeah. It's just impressed how much they evolved. Yeah, that's good. What is this? A new sword. Why would I need another sword at this point? What is it? Scorpion. A cursed sword that poisons both the user and victim. Okay, well. I don't need that. I do need that armor though. Wait, how do I get that armor though? Praise the darkness. The darkness is the truth. Wait. This seems important. How do I get that armor though? Alright, let's make a save state. Do I just like run? Oh, I don't know. Real. Get him. Alright. Lord Muse armor. So we got the full Mew set. That's what my character looks like. We got, like, this seems to be the best armor in the game. Look, we're traversing a train. A giant skeleton. As a bridge. That's so cool. Looking at this, doesn't look like a chainsaw. Wait, what? Looking at that sticker, it doesn't look like a chainsaw at first. Ah, I see. It does kind of look. I can see how it is a chainsaw. Shit, we might as well use these, right? Alright, so anyway. Lore dump, I guess. Praise the darkness. The darkness is the truth. 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 And then the last one says, You're gay, lol. No, it doesn't. It says, light shines upon all. Keep the light away. Oh, I can use the moonlight to dispel it. Nobody may pass here until the Dark One awakes. What'd that mean? It's the Tower Knight from Demon Souls. The archers. Ow. Get him. Got her. Tower Knight. Schmauer Knight. What do they mean by that? The boss was a woman. What do they mean by that? What are you saying? I can't read what they say. I know the true truth. Darkness is the light. Altar of darkness. Okay. Use the idol of the sorrow, right? Nothing happened. There we go. Is that good? One second. Uh-oh, it's the classic. The final level reuses the theme song, the main menu theme song. It's just like Elden Ring. It's just like Elden Ring. Where the main menu is the final level song. It's kind of like Nito's. It is kind of like Nito's lair, right? Oh my goodness, these things are pretty creepy. Wait, this is the main menu song? Yes, this is the main menu song. Classic, right? Classic. The final level song is the main menu song. I like how like all the textures just warp. It's also like Nito's lair, yeah, right? Creepy. Okay. Yes, you must finish so we can play Dark Souls 2 tomorrow. Oh my gosh, these guys got hands. I'm out of here. Ah! This is like the other world from like Silent Hill 2. Like 1,000 of them, holy. Oh my god, there's 1,000 of them. Help me. Help me. Get me out of here. They got spiders. Get me out of here. This place sucks. This is like fantasy survival horror. It's getting creepy at the very last second. You seek the dark too. The dark. Get him. Oh. Oh my god. Okay. We're gonna eat a bunch of mushrooms. Hold on. Eat a bunch of mushrooms. Okay. Let's use a different necklace. Oh, heal. Oh, gradually healing. Okay, get me out of here. Help me, help me. There's different endings. I don't know, maybe. Look at these guys. They do a lot of damage, holy. Get me out of here. I'm confused about my health bar. So like the circle, the red circle is my health. The red bar is my stamina. The blue bar underneath the red bar is my magic stamina. And then the blue circle thing over around the red circle is my mana. Oh my god, I almost died. I literally almost died from that. Here we go. Let's get him. Whew. I think that was it. Is it the final boss? You just hit him 3 times? I think he turned into like a rock. Oh no, he turned into a tree. Can you grind levels? Yeah, you totally can. Classic. The darkness that had covered the skies for countless years has finally ebbed into nothingness, cleansing the now battlefields. The scars from eons of dark dimension will eventually heal, but the comfort of sunshine is more immediately felt by all. The cursed land has been cast into the abyss, forever sealed by the strength of the forest. Ballads of the ancient king and his mythical sword shall be sung by worthy souls for ages to come. Okay. The Moonlight Sword. Couldn't they have the narrator do that? Natoshi's in. And all players. All players. That's me. That's me. And I'm all players. I guess that was Kingsfield 4. That was a cool game. Look, it's the music from the final level. It's the music from the final level. It was the intro. It was the main menu all along. Whoa. Well, that was Kingsfield 4, the ancient city. They should have gotten the narrator to do the ending scroll. Just saying. Did not want to read all that real fast. But thank you to all players. Whoa. Whoa, all players. That's me. Because I played the game. You didn't. You didn't play the game. You watched me play the game. So it's not thanking you. It's not thanking you. Y'all are LARPers. Y'all, congratulations. Y'all just got LARPed. You just got LARPed. Kingsfield LARPers, all of you. You weren't the real players. I played the game, not you. Not you. This was all an elaborate troll. Game. These screams were elaborate trolls to make you turn you on to LARPers. Y'all know better than the Persona fans. There's no limit to the LARP. There's no limit to the LARP. There's no limit. There's no limit to the LARP. That's an all-time favorite picture of mine. Hold on, I gotta find that picture. I gotta find that picture. Hold on. There's no limit to the LARP. There's no limit to the LARP. Hold on. Y'all just got LARPed. All of you watching this right now, y'all just got LARPed. All of you are LARPers. Kingsfield, more like King LARP. The ancient LARP. It's over. Now y'all can go online on your image boards and your messages and say, I'm a huge fan of the Kingsfield games, knowing damn well none of y'all played it before. None of y'all played it. But I can say I played it. And when the credits said to thanks to all players, they were thanking me. They were thanking me, not you, me. Kingsfield LARPers. I'll be honest, I played this so long ago when I was still a little kid, so I remember other than eating fish, walking backwards and falling to my death, and the final bit. That guy played on an emulator instead of buying things. What are you talking about? I have this game. I just play on my emulator because I don't have an HDMI converter to composite converter. I don't have a converter. Plus, I like 8K resolution, And I don't have a CRT monitor. If I was gonna play a PS2, I would play. I have my PS2 and I have the games, but if I were to actually play a PS2, I would play it on a CRT monitor. And I don't have a CRT TV, you know? I don't have one. Yes, 8K. I love my 8K resolution. Y'all can't complain. Y'all are LARPers. Look at this. This is the chat right now. The chat, just LARPers right here. There's no limit to the LARP. Oh, it's the chat. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. The chat, they're LARPing. They didn't play Kingsfield. I did. You know, but listen, we will play. We're going to stream Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2. Make sure to go to YouTube. Make sure to go to YouTube. Go to my YouTube. You're gonna go to my YouTube, and y'all are going to. How do I share this? Oh, there. Y'all are gonna go to my YouTube. You're gonna pick, do I play Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls 2 on a PS3? Shadow Tower is the one with guns. The Shadow Tower Abyss is the one with guns. Chat is optimal. Not optimal, optimal. Do you want to see me play Dark Souls 1? Do you want to see me play Dark Souls 2 on a PS3? Evil Within PS3. I don't have Evil Within on PS3. I have it on my PC. I played Evil Within on my PC when like it first came out, before the widescreen patch came out. No limit. There's no limit to the LARP. There's no limit to the LARP. I'll be honest, all these really old FromSoft games kind of blend together. They have a lot of similarities, don't they? 24 forced letter. I like the forced letterbox. This is true. I like the forced letterbox in the Evil Within. I played it on the PC before the patch that got rid of it, or let you change it, and you had to go in and make an ini file to change it. But I actually liked the letterboxing. I liked it. I played the whole game with the letterboxing on. You know, I think the letterboxing is cool. Shinji Mikami, listen, Evil Within, the second best game of 2014. Number one being Dark Souls 2, of course. The best game being Dark Souls 2, of course. But Evil Within is a really good game. I'm gonna replay it again this year because Cammy keeps telling me all the time, "Oh, Treble, you should play Evil Within. Treble, you should play Evil Within. Treble, play Evil Within." I'm like, "Okay, Cammy, sure, I'll play Evil Within." What? Cammy and me are going to finish Dark Souls 2. Cammy's like just got like 2 of the DLCs left. So we're going to stream Dark Souls 2. They only have like a DLC and a half I think left, so we'll play that. Yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun. And then we can all talk about how Dark Souls 2 took from Kingsfield 4. Because one of the artists who worked on Kingsfield 4 was the lead artist of Dark Souls 2. But maybe I'm gonna make a YouTube video where I tell you everything that Kingsfield 4 copied into Dark Souls games. At least Dark Souls 2. I wish Pushpin for funny, but he's still doing. I haven't played Kunai no. So let me think. Of all the pre-Dark Souls, Demon Souls Kings FromSoft games I played, I have played Shadow Tower Abyss, and King's Field 4. And oh, I guess Armored Core 4 too. I played Armored Core 4 like in like years ago. Like I'm talking like 2007 or something. I played Armored Core 4 a long time ago. It was the only Armored Core game besides 6 I played. Would I rather play Evil Within or Deadly Premonition? I don't know. I've never played Deadly Premonition. I know Deadly Premonition is really popular. I heard Deadly Premonition 2 is not good. I also heard the 360 emulation is better than the PC port. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, listen. Deadly Prem or Evil Within, both broken games. No, Evil Within is not a broken game. All right. I'm going to download Evil Within. We'll play Evil Within next. How big of a file is it? It's probably not that big of a game. The Evil Within is it is a good game. I'm always saying it's really good. Evil Within 2 is okay. It's good, but they roughed. They sanded a lot of rough edges in the sequel. Evil Within. That's true, but there's also the Evil Within 2. It's the funniest line ever. Evil Within 58 gig. Why the fuck is it 58 gigabytes? Wait, hold on. Why is it 58 gigabytes? I don't remember it being 58 gigabytes. Hold on. Is it because of all the DLCs? Deadly Premonition is a horrible game, amazingly written but horrible game, absolutely worth it. I hear it's very like Twin Peaks. I'm trying to get my wife to watch Twin Peaks with me. So you know what? I think what I'm going to do, if I'm going to play Deadly Premonition, I'm going to play Twin Peaks. I'm going to watch all of Twin Peaks first. The Japanese love Twin Peaks, you know. The Japanese love Twin Peaks. I don't know if y'all know, but like Twin Peaks is big in Japan. And the Japanese know what's good, right? So I feel like I should watch Twin Peaks first before I play Deadly Premonition. Well, getting into launch is broken, but you're stable. Psycho break in Japan. Oh yeah, isn't there that one game? Why do I have a tool, the Resident Evil 6 benchmark tool? Why is that a thing? Resident Evil benchmark tool. Alright, well I need to clean up some space on my Windows. I'm streaming on Windows. I'm playing on Windows right now. I don't have enough space to download it. I have to remove the videos. Y'all can't see my Steam, but I have. When you type in evil, all the Resident Evil show up. And one of them is Resident Evil 6 benchmark tool. Lucky wife. Well, you know. The last TV show we watched was True Blood. It was like a few years ago. Like that I had already watched. I had already watched True Blood. Sometimes we watch shows that one of us have already seen. The last one was like 2-3 years ago. We watched True Blood. I actually didn't see the final season, but I did see almost every other season. I think I saw up to season 5. True Blood. Oh my god. Spoilers, but True Blood falls the fuck off. Spoilers. It falls the fuck off. HBO show falling off at the end of the series. Name a more iconic combo. I heard Game of Thrones fell off hard. True Blood also fell off hard. It was a really good show, but the final season kind of sucked. You know what's the worst part of the final season? Is that one of the main characters dies in like the first episode off screen. That's the worst part. Literally, one of the main characters just straight up dies off screen. It's such a joke. What the fuck? Why? How are you gonna kill one of your main characters off screen in the final season? Ah. Sad. Anyway, I don't know what I'll play next. Maybe next time I stream a game that's not Dark Souls 2 PvP, I will maybe, you know what, I'll do Chris Resident Evil. We're gonna go do Chris Resident Evil. We're gonna do the Resident Evil remake Chris, and then we'll do Evil Within. Make sure to vote in the poll, everybody. Go to youtube.com/treble6. Okay, make sure to do that. Do you want to see Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls 2 on PS3? Because I got my capture card. I got HDMI splitter. We're also gonna we're also going to play Call of Duty. We're gonna play the Call of Duty games. All the Call of Duty games. Well, all the PS3 Call of Duty games. Why does the big muscular man have less invis space than the small woman? Inventory. Oh yeah, I know, right? What's up with that? Chris should have more inventory space. I saw a YouTube video that said Jill wasn't even a playable character at first. Jill was gonna be like an AI character, and then like in the last like 6 months or so, they made Jill a playable character. Can y'all believe that? I didn't know that. Who knew that? I didn't know that. Oh, who knew that? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Why did the music stop playing? I don't know why the music's... It was playing, but it wasn't playing. My friend Sarah says because Jill has better organization skills. Well, it's true. Chris has like... He's really messy. If you look at his like ID, his badge, it's a lot more fucked up. You know? So yeah, I guess next time we'll play Chris. And then, I've never played Chris before. I played Jill twice. I've beaten the game twice with Jill. Next time we'll play with Chris though. And then I'll play the PS3 version first. And then we'll play the other one